everybody, and welcome to Inside the Music Scene with me, Tara Dean. Now, on my podcast today, I'm joined by singer-songwriter Conor McLain. Now, originally from Derry, now living in London, he is here to talk all about his music. Got an exclusive to let you know about as well. We're talking about inspirations and even asking him, what biscuit would he be? Honestly, all the hard-hitting questions on this show. Welcome to Inside the Music Scene. Very happy to be here with you. I have heard all of your music. Massive fan.
Thank you.
You have got some new music coming out. We are just going to go straight in.
Sounds good. No messing around. I like it.
Straight in.
Glad to be here too with you, Tara.
So a new song, Healing.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that. Why did you write it? What is the inspiration for this song?
I actually wrote this song with a producer called Kjetil Moreland. He's a Norwegian producer. He's really great guy. He's worked on music with James Morrison, like Ronan Keating, and so many cool artists actually in the past. He represented Norway in Eurovision. He's like one of those guys. Got a very impressive music CV. So it was like a real honor to kind of be in the writing room with him and to write this. So the meaning behind the song is really being able to leave certain habits that make up your old self behind, you know. So I feel like the last few years has been a real path of self-improvement, self-discovery, like figuring out who I am as an artist, who I am as a person. And it's taken a lot of healing along the way. You know, it's taken me, it's been a bit of a long path to get to the place where I am today. But it's talking about, at the same time, when you're interacting with new people or you're inviting new people into your life, you're just making them aware that you're still kind of healing along with that process, and you're still getting there. You know, you're still trying to leave those habits behind every now and then and get to that better place.
Wow, and if you don't mind me asking, what is it that inspired you to write this? Is there a moment in time that really you felt like you were healing, you needed to heal?
Yeah, for sure. So I think when I moved over to England at the age of 19, I remember thinking, I'm going to come over and I'm going to do music and I'm going to get straight out there and start releasing songs and get bookings and release my album. And, you know, a lot of the stuff that I'm about to do or I'm in the process of doing, I thought I would have done a few years ago when I first moved to England. But I realized very quickly that no, you actually really need to figure out who you are as a person, figure out what you actually want to put out there when it comes to music, and figure out what message you want to put out there. So I had a lot of internal work to do first, and a lot of internal kind of, you know, structure building, really building that structure of who I am as an artist and being able to come out with that. So
it's hard to let people in as well. So you are being quite vulnerable to your audience, but do you think it's going to help others in the process? Yeah,
for sure. Like as a person, I'm quite a jokey guy. I'm quite like lighthearted guy. But you know, I'm always up for a laugh, always up for a drink down the pub. I'm always up for, you know, a party with friends or family. But as far as like inner circle there's very few people, select few people who kind of know the intricacies of who I am as a person. So, I don't feel very comfortable always letting everybody kind of see that or showing that to the everyday person. So I'm just, so music is a great way to do that, really. Music is a great way to kind of get that out there. Yeah. And you can just kind of put it on Spotify and not have to talk to anyone about it too much in depth besides when you're doing a podcast or doing an interview, you know.
You know, it's great. And you can talk about things in such depth, but also through metaphor. So you can be like, this is really personal, but then put it through a metaphor and it could mean something completely different to somebody else. Yeah. A lot of your songs are like that. You know, they're songs that can really help people through something like Who Am I? That was a very emotional song, especially your music video as well. It was crazy. So are you always in an emotional state when you're writing songs? Does it always come from like maybe a negative emotion? Do you write with positive emotions? Like how do you write your songs?
Yeah, so I think it's kind of twofold really. So like a lot of what I write, yes, it kind of can have a bit of a darker feel or vibe to it sometimes, but I do try to put it into like an anthemic kind of, you know, at a concert where you can kind of clap along or like cheer along with, you know, turn it into one of those things where it becomes like a communal anthem really, that you can use that to empower yourself really. So that I definitely take from tougher times or any kind of down times that I felt as an individual, but I try to turn it around into more of an empowering process then for people who listen. And yeah, like you talk about that, about the stories and the ideas behind music. So healing, so I think people might perceive it from the perception of it being about like a relationship, or, you know, coming out of a relationship into a new one, like letting the other person know, okay, you've got to bear with me because I'm healing from this thing in the past. Whereas for me, it wasn't really about that. It was actually more about my kind of personal journey as a person, as a solo person. And yeah, so you can really take your own meaning from the songs, like you say. I think you can relate it to different topics, really. Yeah.
I think that's great. I think that's what you want from music.
Yeah.
And, you know, everyone can interpret it,
Yeah.
and it becomes their song as well.
Yeah.
It becomes their song that got them through that moment. Have many fans reached out to you saying that your music's helped them through hard times at all?
Yeah, for sure. Like when we first launched, like my debut song, Inner Demons, when it came out, that was one that initially it was so like surprising and so shocking in a way, like, because you kind of, as an artist, you always have certain milestones in mind. You're like, oh, maybe I would love it to get to X amount of streams, or to for the local people where I'm living to hear it, and things like that. But once you actually launch a song, it really can take a life of its own. And I was getting DMs from people from Australia, Norway, the States, like people that had just found my music and they'd really related to it, and they wanted to let me know, and they wanted to let me know how they've related to it. That, I think, trumps kind of a lot of feelings that you get with becoming an artist, you know, like it trumps the daily grind, or sometimes even being in the studio creating the music. I do love that process, but for me, there's something really special about hearing how someone else has interpreted it, or meeting someone at a live show and they come up and they're like, oh yeah, I really related to your song because of this, and this, or, you know, that's really cool. Yeah.
Who do you take your inspiration from?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I grew up listening to soul music, so I was like, big into soul. So I loved like all the classic guys, Stevie Wonder, Lionel Richie, Michael Jackson, those kind of guys. But then because I grew up obviously in Ireland, listening to Irish traditional music and folk music, I love the storytelling side of that. So I love the idea of like mixing in storytelling with music, with that soulful side. So again, I think it was a bit of an inspiration for Inner Demons. Again, the first song, which is quite an anthem. It's quite, you know, the whoa, whoa, you know, the woes at the start and everything. I always picture a crowd singing that at the time. And singing that back to me.
You could do like is it Jacob Collier that does the audience singing? You could get people doing that at your shows.
Yeah, he's cool. Freddie Mercury did that too, didn't he?
Completely. But getting on to live shows, you are going to be going on tour.
Yes.
Very exciting. UK and Ireland tour.
Yeah.
Tell us all about that.
Yeah, so it's going to be like a mini UK and Ireland tour just to start. You know?
Don't undersell it. It's going to be a tour.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how big it's going to be.
We're saying Ireland. We're wetting the whistle. So we're wetting the whistle in the sense of it's going to be a 5-show tour. So that's going to really the makeup of that will be the south of England and also in the north of Ireland as well. So my hometown, Derry, also Belfast, and then also going to be doing a London show and some surrounding areas as well, in the UK. So yeah, it's really exciting, and it's just been the process of getting a live band together. Obviously being in England for the last so many years, I've built up some really cool connections with great musicians and great artists that I'm inspired to play with. So it's been really cool to bring that together and get a full lineup and be able to kind of recreate these songs in a live setup, because it's so different, as you know, I'm sure, you know, like being in a studio working with the producer on a track and then like designing that in a live music setup.
And it can really change the song. It can really bring it to life, can't it?
Absolutely.
So if you could choose anybody, dead or alive, to be in your band, obviously not replacing anybody that's in your band, but if you could have any one person in your band as a backing singer, backing dancer, drummer, who would you have in there?
This is cool. So I think I'd probably do like Stevie Wonder, but he'd have to replace me. Probably, yeah, it's fine. Stevie Wonder, we'll not argue with that. And then probably like Michael Flatley or something, do a bit of Lord of the Dance in the background.
You've got to have a bit of Michael Flatley.
so random, isn't it? I bet you weren't expecting.
I was not expecting that, not at all.
Yeah, so that.
You said you like going down the pub. So what is your go-to drink when you go down the pub?
So I do love a whiskey. I'm a whiskey guy. I'm pretty like open with it. I like an old fashioned. I like a wine. I like a beer. Yeah, I'm not very picky.
You're not
but
fussy. As long as it's alcoholic, you'll drink it.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely whiskey. I would say is my go-to. Like if I'm at home and I would like to grab something, it would be whiskey. But yeah, that would be it then, or an old fashioned or something like that.
Nice. I go for chocolate brownie and ice cream.
Nice.
That's all I get at pubs.
That's cool too. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, you'll get the whiskey. I'll get the chocolate brownie.
So you gotta fix that sugar rush, right? It's
we've got to fix the sugar rush.
You gotta.
Definitely.
It's good. You gotta.
So let's talk about being a DIY musician, because you are doing it yourself. You are building everything from the ground up. You've got your merch, you've got your marketing, you've got your social media, you've got everything. What's it like? And also, have you got any advice just off the back for people wanting to do it DIY? Because it's not easy.
No, definitely not easy. Yeah, I think you really don't perceive how in depth and how much it can be being an independent artist, like self-funded, grassroots, whatever the term would be, where you're growing it yourself. So that it can be quite difficult in the sense of it can feel very lonesome. Like you feel like you're constantly trying to push things forward yourself. It can be hard in today's kind of society because people kind of feel like a lot of music's been done and it's hard to kind of give your own style and your own input to music. And if you're not your own biggest cheerleader, no one else is going to really be your biggest cheerleader either.
It's hard though, isn't it?
Yeah.
To big yourself up. Because everyone's quite modest, really.
Yeah.
Do you find that difficult?
Yeah, and Irish and English culture are quite similar like that because I think we'd rather build other people up than build ourselves up sometimes. So that was definitely hard to kind of change that mindset of, just because you're telling people to listen to your music and telling people to give your songs a chance doesn't mean that you're trying to be the loudest person in the room or anything like that. It's more you're really putting it out there to see how people can relate and if it can help or impact people in a positive way. But yeah, to answer your question a bit more about self or independent artist, I heard someone say it takes a village, and it really does. Like, so it's all about, if the main bits of advice I could give is you have to get a team of people around you that you trust. So obviously we know each other personally. I trust you very well. You're not just a podcaster, but you're a friend, and and you're also fellow musicians. So you know the process. You know what it's all about. My manager, creative director Tom, who just like does so much for me, and also writes the music with me, also produces the music with me.
He's incredible.
Yeah, like all the videos, everything. Like for the music videos, he's one of those guys. I think I got lucky finding Tom because he can like do 10 things at once. And then also producer Levi Bennington is the main producer I worked with on the album. Just someone that really gets people that really get what you're trying to do, and they want to just help you get there. They're not going to do it for you. They're definitely not going to do it for you. You still got to do a lot of it yourself, but just being able to communicate what you want, what impact you want to leave with music, and communicating that to people that you trust and getting them to help you along the way. It really helps, forming
I like
that team.
that. Forming a team of people you trust.
Yes.
I think that's really, really important.
Yeah.
If people don't know where to find a team, where would you suggest that they go to? Just for anybody listening or watching that they're like, I want to do this, but I don't know where to start. Where do you reckon is a good starting point for somebody?
Well, yeah, where to start, I think, is like really just trying to tune in to who is in your inner circle already, because sometimes you feel like you always have to go out and find someone or look online or look somewhere else, but actually the person that could be there for you could be right in front of you, or could be your biggest supporter, could be right in front of you. And people might sometimes feel ashamed in a sense if it's your mom or your dad or your aunt or your uncle or someone that that you've known your whole life, and you're like, oh, they're a friend. They're not someone that I'm gonna go into business with or gonna try to make a career out of my music with. But why not? Because if they're your biggest cheerleaders, then they should be the people you're working with.
That's the thing, and normally they are your biggest cheerleaders. Like, I don't think I've ever done a gig when my parents haven't been there, and I absolutely love it. And I think that they're going to be the people to be in your corner the most and really know your strengths and look after you as well. Yeah,
funny story about that as well too. So when I was younger, we would have like these family parties that in Ireland, obviously, they would go on to 2, 3, 4 in the morning if you're lucky. That's an early finish. And my dad would always say, after the a considerable number of beers, he would be saying to me, "Get the guitar out, sing us a song." I'm like, nah, Dad, it's 3 in the morning, I'm not singing a song. And I'd be like, why am I paying for all these lessons? Why am I paying for his guitar lessons, these singing lessons? Like, and I get the guilt trip then. So, and then you get the guitar out and it's not one song, it's 5 or 6 songs later, and you're lucky if you get to put the guitar away. But like you say, they're your biggest fans, they're your biggest cheerleaders. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
But it's lovely though, but their support, has that really pushed you to do your music then? Because they were so supportive, they always made you get your guitar out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I come from a family of 30 cousins.
30 cousins?
Yeah, 30 cousins, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And loads of aunts, uncles, and none of us really were musicians. No one was really a musician, so I was definitely a bit of a rare one to be like, oh, we've got a musician in the family. So yeah, my whole family from day one have always been so supportive and encouraged me to do that.
No wonder you got some island dates in for your tour.
Yeah, Ireland's actually the biggest venue too, would you believe? Because
I wonder why, just for your cousins.
Just for my family, yeah, exactly. It's just going to be a room full of my family, so yeah.
So now it's time for our quick fire round. Now, whenever I do this with my acts, they never do it very quickly, so we're not going to call it a quick fire round anymore. It's just questions to get to know the acts better, I think that's what we're going to call it from now on. So, Conor, if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, yeah, I see why people don't answer these very quickly.
I ask the hard-hitting questions on this show.
Yeah. I think it would either be flying or invisible, just being invisible to kind of go in and, I don't know, like see cool parts of the world or...
It'd be invisible for that. You can do that when you're visible.
That way you can get into like...
or places for free.
Yeah, you can get into places for free, you can go into like... I don't know, where would you want to go for free?
Anywhere in London.
Anywhere in London. Buckingham Palace or something like that.
Oh, that's true.
Or get on the London Eye for free. It's great. It's not cheap, is it?
You need a mortgage to get on that, don't you? Yeah,
exactly. Go see a cool spot, like one of them fancy schmancy bars in London,
Yeah.
That'd be very cool.
Very cool.
You need like an invite only, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, when your album takes off, you won't need that.
Well, maybe. Yeah, we'll see.
You could be getting the invites left, right and centre from everybody. Okay, that's a really good answer. Yeah. If you could be a character from any film, who would you be?
Oh, I think... So, a bit of a story to this one actually as well too. Something comes to mind.
Okay.
So, have you ever seen Die Hard? Have you ever seen Die Hard?
I've heard it's a Christmas film.
Oh, that's another question. That's another topic for another day. Yeah, well, we'll talk about that some other time off camera. So John McLain, he's the main character. And obviously, my name is Conor McLain. But when I was doing my confirmation, I'm a Catholic. When I was doing my holy confirmation as a kid, you get to pick like a biblical name. So of course, I picked John to be Bruce Willis from Die Hard. So yeah, my full name is Conor Christopher John McLain. So I kind of already am the character, in some form or fashion. But yeah,
that's so interesting.
Right?
I love that.
That's like that story when people say tell us an interesting fact about yourself. That's my go-to. John McLain.
Your name.
Yeah, I try. Great. Yeah, I'm John McLain in another life. Yeah.
So what's something that you're most proud of?
I think I'm most proud of the fact that I was able to kind of to move away and to kind of do things my own way, really, when it came to life in general, or music and yeah, obviously again we're talking about music, but I've been able to like see a lot of the world. I've been able to meet a lot of people around the world, and I think it's something I'm proud of.
That's a really good answer. I
Thank
like
you.
that. This is the most hard-hitting question that you'll ever be asked on any interview ever.
Absolutely petrified. Go ahead.
Okay, get ready.
Yeah.
If you could be a biscuit, what biscuit would you be?
All right. Oh, okay.
I'll give you some time.
That's easy. Like, I knew it already.
Easy. Okay, straight in.
Custard cream.
Oh,
Yeah.
what is your reasoning behind being a custard cream?
Because I love custard, and then
Good shout.
Yeah.
Ambrosia custard? Yeah, we're not sponsored, but if anybody wants some ambrosia custard.
What do you call the place in Borough Market? The
I don't know.
what do you call that place in Borough Market? Do you guys know?
Anybody else know?
This is Humble Crumble.
Humble Crumble. Yeah, have you ever had Humble Crumble?
I haven't had Humble Crumble.
in Borough Market in
No.
London. Yeah, it's very
Right,
cool.
we need to go.
Yeah. They need to sponsor your podcast as well. Humble
Right,
Crumble.
Humble Crumble.
You know what to call.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, Humble Crumble, the best custard. It's so good.
So they just sell custard? Or is it crumble and
Yeah,
custard?
so you get crumble, you get your fruit, and you get your custard. And I think the custard's actually bottomless, which makes it even cooler.
Why have I never heard of this before?
Yeah. So yeah, you got to get to Borough Market, and they're in a few of the markets in London. Humble Crumble, they're very cool. Yeah.
Well, they're going to get
So
a visit
custard
from
cream,
me.
custard cream
Custard
is my
cream,
biscuit.
which
yeah.
be your biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I love that. I love how I've now learnt somewhere that I really need to go as well.
Yeah, any food places around London, I'm your guy to. Yeah, we can eat all day.
We
Tara.
need a day trip. I heard that you love video games. So if you could only play one video game
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of your life, what would it be? And you can't change character. You have to stay the same character.
What, John McLain? Or different? No, we're not that anymore. No. The same character in Star Wars. Oh, sorry, I just gave away my answer. Sorry.
You'd be rubbish at telling jokes.
Yeah, right. I know. Yeah, just like tell the punchline straight away. Yeah. So my favorite game in the entire world is Star Wars Battlefront. Star Wars Battlefront 2. My go-to on that is usually Yoda or Anakin Skywalker.
So
my
they got
go-to
different
characters. You
things
can
they
pick
can
any
do.
Jedi or any Sith character, Sith Lord. So yeah, it's getting very nerdy now, isn't it? But
I mean,
love
can you
Star
see
Wars.
my face is going a little bit blank?
I think, and this was before I started seriously focusing on my music. So, but this is when I used to waste a lot of time. But I used to spend hours playing Star Wars. Yeah.
And what
I
console
still-
do you have it on?
PlayStation. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's really cool.
it's cool.
We're getting to know you. We're getting to know
Yeah.
you for
Do you
sure.
like games as well?
I do like games.
What
I
do
like
you
more
like?
retro games and like
retro.
arcade games.
Do you like Pac-Man?
I love
love
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man,
I've got it
yeah.
in my bag. I painted my bag and I've got Pac-Man on it.
Nice.
Got Game Over on it. Got a bit of Mario on there. So
Oh.
we're going to have to have a gaming day as well.
Are you competitive though? I'm pretty
I
competitive.
used to be competitive and then I realised I just win all the time. So I'm just,
okay.
just-
Oh, I like this.
Never try and beat me on the basketball game at an arcade
Right,
because
okay,
I
yeah,
will
don't mess
wipe
with
the
you,
floor
but,
with you completely.
No, my hand-eye coordination isn't really there with basketball. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I'll give you a go at Mario Kart sometime for sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's a deal.
let's do
I
it.
look forward to beating
Let's
you.
do it.
So I've heard you like travel as well.
Yes.
So, two questions. Where is your favourite place you've ever visited? And then where would you like to go that you've never visited?
So I think one of the best places I visited was actually in Italy. It was a place. There's a place in the south, San Giovanni Rotondo. I always have to say it in an Italian accent. San Giovanni Rotondo.
Can you say that in an Irish accent? Just
San Giovanni Rotondo. I think that's kind of just my accent, wasn't it?
so if I said it, San Giovanni Rontonto, it doesn't sound
Yeah,
quite good in the
yeah.
in the southern.
And I'm
accent,
probably
though.
still not pronouncing this very correctly either. But it's.
I've just offended so many
I
Italian
know.
speaking
I
people.
apologize. Yeah, to all the Italians out there. But yeah, so there's this cave where Michael the Archangel apparently once appeared, and I remember I went down there. I was with a group of people one time, and I went down with my guitar and played a song there in the cave. And like,
Wow.
I've never played in a cave before. Never had before, and never have since played in a cave. Why would you? But I did at this point, and yeah, it was really cool. Like because obviously, in a cave, there's nothing where they can really soak up the sound. So it's like the sound just kind of bounces around the room, you know? So it was like kind of really cool, like kind of haunting as well, like hearing the music go around. But yeah, I'd say that was one of the most interesting places. And what did you say, second part?
Where is somewhere that you would like to go to that you've never been?
Okay, yeah. So I've never been to Australia. I'd like to go to Australia.
How would you get on with the creepy crawlies?
You know what? I'm actually okay. Spiders, I'm good with. Snakes. I can't do snakes. And then also I was in Florida last year, and the alligators there. Isn't it alligators? Yeah, alligators. Just not for me. Any kind of reptile, I'm not really a fan of. Is a spider's not a reptile though? Is it?
This is
It's quickly becoming a science.
Arachnid or something?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I don't do
Yeah,
science.
no, me neither. I'm not
We'll just
a
breeze
science
over
guy.
that. So anything slimy you don't like, anything
Yeah.
fluffy's fine.
Yeah, I think fluffy's
Okay.
fine. Love dogs. Love I was gonna say sheep, but I don't really care about sheep. But they are fluffy.
I'm crying.
So it's just sheep after dogs. I don't know.
I got the giggles. Ooh, okay. And one more.
Sorry. Shit.
You'll set me off now.
Yeah.
So last question of this segment is, what's one thing that reminds you of home?
What's one? Reminds me of home. Oh. One thing that reminds me of home. That is hard. It's usually some kind of food, so it's like usually a fry up or something. Because my mum
Nice.
makes a mean fry up, like a really top.
What's in the
quality.
fry up? Is it everything? Is it black pudding?
So
Everything?
yeah. But one thing you guys are missing over here is white pudding in England. Like so, yeah.
white pudding?
So it's a kind. I feel like it's a kind of sausage meat because it tastes kind of similar to sausage, but it's actually a lot nicer than black pudding. I think so anyway. I like black pudding as well, but yeah. So and we also have potato bread, which I think you guys call potato farls here. Is that right, or something like that?
I've never heard of that term before.
Yeah,
I can't
'cause it's
speak
not
on behalf
such a-
of the whole
it's
nation.
not such a thing. It's it's not such a.
Is that like a hash brown?
So no, it's like a triangular potato. Yeah, but it's kind of like fried as well. It's really good. So that's what makes it more of like an Irish fry up because you got your white pudding, you got your potato bread.
Right.
And that's what I miss about what reminds me of home. Yeah, so sometimes if I have friends coming over from Ireland to visit me in England, I'll get them to bring some white pudding over or some potato bread with them.
That's really cool.
Also, not to bring it back to alcohol too much, but a fresh pint of Guinness in Ireland is really nice. I try not to drink too much Guinness because it's like a meal, isn't it? It's like a dessert, but there's nothing like a fresh pulled pint of Guinness in Ireland. It's people talk about it a lot, but it really is true. It's very fresh and yeah, it's really good. So
Isn't there somewhere you can go and get your face on a pint of Guinness?
it's probably the Guinness factory in
probably-
Dublin.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've actually never been to that, shamefully, but the Guinness factory. I think it is the Guinness factory in Dublin.
People listening and watching are
Yes.
just going to have tips of where to go.
Yeah.
It's turned into a bit of a travel podcast. Place that you want to go into when you're invisible.
Yeah.
It's great.
That's our favorite fluffy animal sheep. It's great.
I mean, we're just learning everything about you.
Yeah,
I think what we're going to do is we're going to hear some of your songs. So you're going to perform a couple of songs for us, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what are you going to be performing?
Today I wanted to play my first ever single, Inner Demons, which has been it was such a cool way to start off my music career, and such a cool song to put out there and see people's initial reactions to my first music. And then a song that I'm going to be releasing later in the year called Shut My Eyes. Some of the other songs that are on the album are like pretty heavy on the piano, so I don't really play them on the guitar as much. But yeah, so today I'll be playing Inner Demons and Shut My Eyes for you.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much to everybody for listening and watching this podcast. Thank you so much, Conor, for being on the show.
Thanks, Sarah.
Amazing things coming for you. So where can people find you on social media?
Yeah, so on socials, you can find me Conor McLain. So my surname is McLain. Yeah, on anywhere, Spotify, Instagram, all the socials. One N on the Conor as well, so CONOR. But yeah, Conor McLain, that's me.
Fantastic. So make sure
you.
that you follow Conor on all social medias. We are playing out with 2 of his original tracks today, acoustically live in the studio. Very excited about this. But until next time, stay safe and we'll see you soon.
everything is going fine. But there's one or two things I can't seem to get off my mind. The things that make sense, they aren't always the best. Sometimes I feel this life is one messed up test. Oh, so break these chains, 'cause these inner demons ain't holding me no more. Yeah, I'll be brave and I'll stand tall. They say fight the good fight, it'll all be alright. But these inner demons, oh, they keep me up at night. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So what's next? I gotta make a good career, have lots of sex, prove what I could do in a year. These social expectations, I couldn't give a shit. I'm gonna push them aside and go for it. Oh, so break these chains, 'cause these inner demons ain't holding me no more. Yeah, I'll be brave and I'll stand tall. They say fight the good fight, it'll all be alright. But these inner demons, oh, they keep me up at night. Ooh. Shut my eyes in case I don't see you again, and the light that you bring into every room that you walk into. And I wanna follow you. Just take me home. Would you take me home? 'Cause home is where it all began, and home it's where I'll see your face again. So I won't shut my my eyes. I want you to know the feelings that I hold so close to my chest, so it will repress what's really going on. 'Cause home, it's where it all began, and home, it's where I'll see your face again. So I won't shut my eyes. So now it's time to choose what you want for yourself. Do you see me in you? Am I holding you near? Holding you so near? Oh.